Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. It's the 23rd of December. There's not much time left in the day. It's about 2100 hours, and well, things are happening. The shit's going down within the markets. What shit's going down? Well, it seems as if at least we're going to have a rally, as I was not expecting today, but realized there was a higher probability chance as all the markets were showing decent sized setups. Bitcoin on the 5 minute time frame, all trades of the like within each his own risk and their own reward. Well, this thing has been going off very beautifully ever since we hit this low at around 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And very much so from 7:40 to about 7:45. And since that point has been correctly, nicely going through time, bursting above the key Fibonacci level of 400, no resistance on the 5 minute time frame, no resistance on the 1 minute time frame. Amongst the 4 hour, we can see that we tested this level at 4100, the 23.6% Fibonacci from the 3100 and change lows and the $20,000 highs. It stopped going up. It was a level of resistance, unlike the two key, more short-term Fibonacci levels, which were both supported. And after resisting this level, it didn't come back to key Fibonacci, and that sucks, of course, as a trader, and I'm not trading it this way. But if I was, and I sold at 4,100, my buy order would be a little over 3,700, and I'd miss it. But hey, I had buy orders barely over 3,000 that I missed the majority of, because on two different occasions, as the market was going down, just different times in here and a little bit on the bottom, I'd sell a bit, and then it was at 3,200 before it went up. I'd again buy a little bit of Bitcoin, that would be. But it does seem to me as if this thing is poised and ready to make a play for the next key Fibonacci level, in that of the 4844 mark. And now that I think about it, this is actually the 23.6% level. Either way, it's getting above the 15% Fibonacci mark, and this is the next key point. If this isn't resistance, then watch out. But more times than not, like the 4100 handle was, you could expect such a situation. Ethereum is rocking, to say the least, as within its daily chart, and this candle is only a couple hours in, and this one here was pretty big, majorly breaking above the 29 handle of resistance in at the 35 mark. 4 hour term time frame, this current candle a major one, sort of like was the case on the 1900 hour yesterday. On the single hour term time frame, nice little, well, first gain happening on December 20th. Great correctionary move. Another leg higher on the 22nd here. Nice correctionary move. And now another leg higher, not yet having its correctionary move, but at some point it has to. 5 minute time frame, or 15 minute, just nice bullish move. At 1900 hours, it goes up. A little bit of a pullback, going higher again. 5 minute time frame. Nice support here, breaking this level of resistance, showing that this thing should have continuous legs going forward short term. This I really hate these types of markets trying to predict what's going next. Could come back to the 18, but momentum is so good, and it's had just a few periods of corrections, that a decent sized green candle at this stage at any time isn't that big of a surprise. So how am I trading Ethereum? I've added just a small amount of coins as a base market, so I've been selling Ethereum as the market's been getting going higher. I ended up turning some into a Ethereum Classic as it went down and is going down just continuously in the 4 hour time frame. But in here, it's breaking down. We've had to fill some of the space, maybe even go down a little bit lower as well. But that's one of the things I bought, and we can see Ethereum Classic is just breaking down against Ethereum. However, ETC against Bitcoin doing better, and Bitcoin's doing better right now against the dollar. And this volatile market has it at $5.40 off from its lows of about $3.60. But with these volatile moves, we're seeing a coin that was about $40 to $50 now at 5. I mean, this wild move could easily see this thing top out. We can go to 100, 200. There's been so many wild moves against the fiat currency. I don't show too many coins other than Bitcoin against such, but obviously a lot of the coins have been beaten down. Are we going to have a sustained larger rally? It's happened many times before. I also sold Ethereum for some other coins like Loom, as it's breaking support against Ethereum. Yet against Bitcoin, it's just hanging in there sideways, showing a little bit of strength over the last 4 days or so. And the single hour time frame also looks poised to be ready to break out. Again, I'm thinking that a large crypto mass rally is going to be coming into play. I think we've already started it now. I also turned some of the Ethereum into some mana as it's going down, as well as Steam. And oftentimes from failed moves, you can get fast move lower. This is that failed breakout, breaking above this resistance. Sellers come in, obviously rejecting it. But when it comes down to it, it's all about division. Yes, division. Why did this break out against Ethereum? It's because Steam broke out against Bitcoin and had a very good gain, outperforming Ethereum. And well, Ethereum's kicking ass now, so this is just a situation where I was able to actually accumulate or buy Ethereum for Steam because I had the sell order fill here and I've just bought it back. And as we can see it against Bitcoin, yesterday Steam had its resistance established. It's now had a little bit of a pullback, 18 average band starting to fall through. So that I was able to sell up here and buy back there at a good price, but obviously with the Ethereum exchange. A few other coins I don't think I've shown today is Singularity Net. Daily time frame looking very, very sweet for it showing a possible move. I don't know why I got this line in at 1982, but hey, I'll leave it in there. Maybe that would be a key resistance level. Looks about right for a break above this 1376, which is what I'd be seeing it doing on such, because it establishes it here. Successful 18 correction. Retests it, and then it has a higher low correction. This was near the 18 average of closes, not shown. This was at the 18 average of highs, so it's like an upgrading, thus correcting at a higher price. And of course breaking it above this. So when I see this pattern of this matching high, strength amongst the 18, it looks poised to break above this and have a significant leg above 1390. Raven coin, which is a flat 18 average band on the daily, looking to possibly establish a level of resistance amongst the 4-hour term time frame. I like how this is the third correctionary move within the 18. Major level of resistance in this general area in here. So holding and staying above here would be very big. Breaking out above, well, we tested this last level of resistance at 429. So if we support it as is, should break pretty good. And in doing such, again, daily chart, you'd be setting up who knows, we can go in the high 400s as a conservative level. Arion, however that's pronounced, that pronunciation's not important to me. Resistance established after successfully or trying to correct. I can't say it's successful yet. This rally in here, support has been established. It's been retested a little bit, and now we have this level here, this range bound market. Is there any signs of it looking to break above? Well, this price good action has been stabilizing okay amongst the 18 average of highs. On the 4-hour chart, I'm not going to draw a line in because this green line is the area I've wanted anyway, because it was the area of resistance in here, resistance here, it was close here, resistance here, oh my goodness, resistance there. And then it broke above, establishing a little level, but not much higher, and pretty much is a matching level to this resistance actual top. But when it does it only goes up a bit and it comes down. If it only comes down a bit, and thus finds support amongst these key areas and the 18, which is what it's doing, then that's strong. And thus, if it's able to get above in here, then it looks as if this is poised for a break higher as well. Within Verge, I don't think I've shown this one today. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. Either way, this is looking strong. A lot of these markets are doing that. It seems as if these great setups are as common as me getting advertisements amongst this site. They seem to come up every 4 minutes. It's like an overload, but nonetheless, it is what it is. When we look at this on a shorter term, 4 hour has just been grinding this 18, so it's very much due at any time to break for a big gain, and the mathematical odds breaking 208 of a large series or a single set of green candles going higher becomes phenomenally high, because this 206, 07, 08-ish area, even 09, it's been magnificent resistance. Yet along the way, uptrend lines can be drawn. You got all of these higher lows that the market is continuing on with, and there's not much room left between where we are in resistance and these higher lows. So if it's going to break out, it wouldn't surprise me if it happens really soon, like before midnight Eastern time. We're in that ballpark area. It's right now 9:14 p.m. And next up is Mithril. Okay, not everything is looking good. Wait a second. This is the daily chart, and I mean, it's just going sideways. You can almost see a curve here. That looks pretty good. 4 hour time frame. Barely holding the 18, but nice green candle, looking as if it's looking to break out amongst the current situation. And we had this original rally in here. Did it come back to where it came from and successfully hold the 18? Yes, it did. And major support amongst this area. Then you have this next rally that immediately rejects it, but it doesn't reject the range, and it keeps it. It's like an artificial move. Like, it just kept the same thing going. Although if you sold in there and bought back, only price pays, and that transaction counts. But now it's attempting to break out above this again, and it could have had a big gain here. It didn't. It could have had a big gain here. It had an okay one and has held it thus far. And of course, breaking it again, well, it could have a big gain, meaning probability odds are higher for such. ZEC next, and I like how this, band's flattening out, got up to the 18 average of highs, just holding in there thus far. 4 hour term time frame, major level of resistance in or about this area here. And I like how it's just congesting and staying within this now for the last 6 or so quarter hours, or basically for the last day. Single hour term, it's been grinding nicely to the upside. Recently we've had a couple of good correctionary moves in here, but this one looks as if this correctionary mode is over, because it's got a green candle up. And if this one looks like it's, again, like a lot of the other ones, poised to break out, and maybe it can at least come up to this previous key level of support in here, and that's a conservative leg higher. LSK or LISK is by the book. Got resistance established, back to the band, and breaking out above this. We can see how the 18 is newly rising. Of course, it's every single time I say have this move, I say I need to hold at the 18, where it came from, and right now it's looking like it might be able to do such. When we look at this on its shorter term time frame, say next amongst the 4 hour with this level of resistance established, and it's tough to tell on here if it's going to actually break through, but you realize that you see some play here amongst the hour. You got your level of resistance and support that's been defined. So very short term, you got this very neutral state. Well, you look at the potential, of course, of the reversal of trend in play. Next up is Icon, and several days going higher amongst in here. Lots of green candles up, which means we're grinding it on good volatility amongst the 4-hour over the last few periods. We can see this is the fourth of the last 5 that have managed to make it in the area of this previous high, and it left the 18 average in here and then slowly working up. So it's barely technically broken above it within the high, so shortening this out. Is this looking poised to possibly break higher? Well, ascending triangle is the pattern in here, all of these higher lows, more of that resistance that we are seeing in here. And another coin that if it can able to get above this, then it could have huge potential gains. Everything could go wild to the upside. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but I wouldn't be shocked at all if this goes to 800 or 1,000 and you see the 30-40% day or week upcoming on a market like this. And again, the probability odds of these events are only much higher than they were many of the days that preceded this. Although yesterday and the day before, because of the setup, it's been looking good for big moves now for about 3 or 4 days. Nano next on the list, and do I need to say more about this beautiful setup? I'll let you decide for yourself what your view of this is. But again, another ascending triangle, all of these higher lows in play, and resistance much established, it looks like right now, short term. It's been so far correcting this 18 average well after establishing or retesting this level here. Lifting higher after a significant higher low. She looks ready for a big move. GNT or Golem, which technically is still declining, it's 18 average, but after this green candle day, it spent Sunday pausing it, and even a better pause day so far, albeit shortly into the session. But within the 4-hour term, what I like about this, like so many other setups, of course, resistance in here, holding and staying above this level, 18 average succeeding, coming up to this high, lower high rally to this, but beautiful correctionary move. This resistance established 2 periods ago, retesting it again now. Another good setup. Next is Ontology, and resistance back to the band, and it's all the same. Beautiful setup. Dash has established this level of resistance here, and another good coin with another possibility of repeating a day like this and maybe testing some of these higher areas. A lot of coins showing that 20, 30, 40% moves aren't that big of a surprise, especially happening in mass. As here we have EOS looking good. Now, how often on this channel do I come out and say, yeah, I think everything is going to probably go up very, very soon? It's not often. Not often I do say that, but I'm saying this now. And I'm saying this for at least a leg higher. Because this is telling me in the near term for a lot of these markets that it looks pretty good. Now, this April Fool's rally from here to here was spectacular. Most coins didn't break their January highs, but this one did. This one did. And at this point, there were setups just like this showing that the entire crypto space was going up April 1st and 2nd. I can still remember putting a video saying, hey, things were looking pretty good. And they did. And everything had at least that one leg higher, but in most cases, that's all it had. So the setup could just show the same thing, where you get maybe something up here which lower highs. And then that would be it. And maybe it goes up and it even goes further, or it's able to successfully correct the move, and then later on, maybe in the spring or summer of 2019, may extend these legs higher. It's more likely it would have a fast move in a matter of days or weeks than months, but the market's going to do what it's going to do. Furthermore, one of the things that I learned as a trader of stocks way back in the day when I was really a rookie trader, although I was in my second or third year of learning the stuff, was that anytime I seen great setups that didn't transpire, ooh, was that ever a decent failed move? And the higher the grade, the higher the move. So I look at this, like in sports betting, you put a unit size to how confident you are in a specific play. I'm not going to give you a unit size on how confident I am that the markets are going to go up high, or at least they're going to have that leg higher, but I think it's really, really high. And because of such, if it doesn't happen, then I would be expecting the big falls to go down, the final washout capitulation move, or maybe Bitcoin would fall to 2,400. Probably do it fast. All the altcoins to do it again with it. But for now, I think there's a much high probability over the next many hours and days as we end the year that we will see some gains amongst almost every single cryptocurrency coin. Because lately, for the last little while, it's been just the odd coins here and there. Which ones are doing well this week? And now it looks like we might be in store where 90% of the coins are going to go up at the same time. We'll see. Thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.